Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! Happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. Got a new week over here on the charts. Let's jump on in this week, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, Jay, Daniel, Neil? Guys, you guys know I was streaming last night, and I did not see the way that the Patriots lost that game, and I am absolutely embarrassed. That was I want to say, all you guys don't watch football, but holy shit. That was the worst play I have ever seen, ever in the history of football. And yeah, I'm embarrassed at this point. You know, I'm embarrassed, and I think I might turn into a Lions fan at this point, if you know what I mean. What's going on? What's going on? Infinity, Hamilton, Neil, Rod, Crypto, Shock. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Guys, it's a new week. It's the week before Christmas. What do we have that's going to pop up back up here? It was like spamming the pitch button in Madden. No, it was freaking horrible, man. It was horrible. I'm embarrassed. But anyways, it's a new week for crypto. It's a new week for Bitcoin. It's the week before Christmas. Do we see the Santa or the Grinch rally, right? You got everyone's opinion. Some people think we're going to see a giant Grinch rally. Some people are going to see a giant Santa rally. What's most likely in this current market? Well, we probably see a little bit of a crab rally. But what will we see in the short term? Will we see a spike up? Will we see a spike down? You might be saying, all right, what do we think? Well, let's jump on in and not waste any freaking time. I was up late last night watching 90 Day Fiance. Holy man, I was up late last night. But we're good. We're ready to rock and roll today. Anyways, what's Bitcoin doing? Well, you might look at Bitcoin and say, oh man, this is a super bearish pattern, right? You might see the absolute smackdown from the FOMC meeting and say, holy shit, we got a little bit of a rising channel. You could call it a bear flag as well. Listen, We're all not blind over here. We can all see the bear flag, right? We can all see the bearishness of this channel here. But here's the thing, my friends. Here's the thing. I'm still looking for, I mean, and I can certainly see the case where Bitcoin does something like this, where it actually breaks down, comes and tests the lows again, kind of creates some bullish divergence, right? Where it has a lower low, has a higher low. But I'm looking for Bitcoin to still come up and smack up to the upside. The reason why I say that is, right, obviously the stock market ended super bearish last week, like horrendously bearish. Holy moly, everyone and their mother is crying out to their mothers. The stock market ended like shit. Bitcoin ended like shit last week. I could see this week where they bring it up. The reason why I say that is, and I normally wouldn't say that. I normally say, holy shit, I'm going to respect the chart and what it's giving me. The reason why I say that is, I still see all this inequality in the chart. And listen, it's not like one of these things where it has to come up now, but I think it makes more sense if they're going to want to bring it lower. Because most people are under the assumption, if you watched last night's stream, we were pretty bearish in last night's stream, you know? Overall, we were pretty freaking bearish. And to be honest, I guess I am a little bit medium-term bearish / crabbish. I'm not the most optimistic fella in the room right now. Okay, we all know this. But that doesn't mean you can't get moves to the upside in the short term. And that's the biggest thing that I think people miss is, oh, I'm overly bearish, but then you sort of miss these little moves to the upside. Here's what I'm looking for, right? Over the course of the next day or two, I think we see Bitcoin, like we said, maybe it does something like this. It comes down, it fakes back up, and then it comes back up to take this juicy vector candle right here. Does it get all the way back up here? I doubt it, but I also wouldn't rule it out either. Right? I think we see at least 17,400 before Bitcoin comes and breaks and sort of breaks significantly lower. Could it make a little bit lower low? Yeah, sure. It can certainly do that. But I'm looking at something along the lines of this today into tomorrow. Might not happen today. It might be tomorrow too. But I think we see that smack bucket to the upside, which gets everyone bullish for Christmas, right? Everyone's like, oh man, I'm finally going to have money for Christmas. Right? You're going to have Horse Guy coming out and saying, holy shit, man, am I actually going to be able to afford Christmas presents for my brothers? Bob, is he actually going to be able to afford rent this week? Jabba, is he actually going to be able to get a good short position in? They might all get what they want. It's with a spike up and then a spike back down just in time for New Year's. Holy moly, that would be an absolute shit show. That's what I think happens just based off, you know, I see the fast move down. When you see that fast move down, you want to see the price action come back up and take that mofo. So, I told you guys, for me personally, I'm not in any trades for Bitcoin. No trades for Bitcoin, man. Zero trades for Bitcoin. Zero trades for Bitcoin. But I am in a Chainlink long at the moment, right? So if we go over to Chainlink, I'm in a simple Chainlink long. I'm not over stressing it, right? Chainlink has been the barometer of the sort of market, and not so much as, okay, if Chainlink's dumping, right? If Chainlink's dumping, holy shit, that means the market's gonna go down. Or if Chainlink's pumping, that means the market's gonna go up. Not necessarily, right? The way I look at it is, whenever Chainlink seems to be at these lows, that tends to be a bottom point in the current trend. Whenever Chainlink is pumping like a madman and comes up to the highs, that tends to be where sort of you should be looking to sell off some of your crypto or close some of your long positions. And I see where Chainlink is now. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm looking for at least a little bit of a bounce up here for Chainlink. That is the only trade I'm in. Okay, so I always like to tell you what I'm doing because most people don't. They just say it could go up or down. I'll tell you what I'm doing now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You guys can come at me. All right, so I am long on Chainlink. This is a pretty dope channel on the daily. Like, it's been pretty easy one. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We'll see what happens with this one. All right. I guess I'll put my little heart. Actually, yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's do a flag. I'll put my little flag up here for you. Okay. There we go. I'll put my little flag up there. Anyways, sold the Santa hat for ship. True. Let's see. Sold the Santa sold the Santa hat for ship. I sold that crappy, horrible, nasty Santa hat that smelled like absolute shiza for one ship. Someone said, hey, the crypto market sucks. So you know what? I'll buy the Santa hat off you for one SHIB. I said, you know what? Screw it. You can have the Santa hat for one SHIB. All right? Holy moly. Oh, man. Melissa ready to ride Jabba? Thanks, Dan. Good morning to you. Imagine Melissa riding Jabba. Holy Lord. Jabba's belly would be like a waterbed. Whoop, 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 whoop. Be going absolutely nuts, if you got to tell me. I'm not slurping my coffee today, by the way, guys. I'm not doing it. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin today. Going into this week. If I go over to the daily time frame, the daily still is a little bit bearish, my friends. All right, and we know this. All right, the daily is man. I mean, we sort of talked about this yesterday, but this break of this trend line on the daily for Bitcoin, it's done this the whole bear market. Okay. Look at all these times Bitcoin's done the exact same thing. Look at the RSI down here. Look at the current trend we're in right now. Okay, it's just the same thing over and over again. And until you don't see that same thing over and over again, you gotta respect the trend, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I think everything was rainbows and sunshines to me until we broke this level here. But you look down here, daily RSI smacked again. And like I said, that's why I am looking for, personally, a move up to about 17,400, right? Take out these highs here. Move up to 17.4, retest before you sort of get that little continuation. And I just expect sideways action, man. I don't think you're going to see like this huge smackdown. But I'll tell you this. If Bitcoin does something like this over the next month or two, I would think that would be very bad for altcoins. You've already seen it, right? Bitcoin really hasn't gone anywhere, but in the last month, altcoins, a lot of altcoins have gotten absolutely decimated in the last month, though Bitcoin is actually higher than its low. How many altcoins are down 40, 50% on the day of month, right? So many. So I think Bitcoin more than likely goes sideways over the, you guys know my take. I've said my take a million times. Goes sideways over the next month or two. Before my sort of hypothesis, my big hypothesis for Bitcoin is rise up to 17.4, come back down to the range, go sideways for a month until we get more CPI prints. And I'll tell you guys this, the big thing for me is going forward here is these CPI prints, right? These inflation prints. Here's the deal. We go over inflation. All right, I'm using this website because I see inflation coming down hot, right? 1 month ago, inflation, according to this website, was approximately at 6.63%. Now it's showing 5.77. That's almost a 1% decrease. You might be saying, oh, wait, well, food and beverages ain't coming down. Well, if we go to month, I guess you would kind of be right. You would say they were going up. If we go to housing, slightly down, but nothing crazy. Those are the two big ones. If this goes down over the next 3 months, I think we're going to see some bullish action. But we got to wait for that. Right? We've got to sort of wait for that shit to come out. And if we continue the trend of this coming down, it's all good. Anyways, no Fed talk today. No Fed talk. Let's stick to the charts. Let's stick to the little old charts here. Vacation dumping in. I am going on vacation at the end of January. And typically when I go on vacation, that is that's the end of all of it. Right? That's the end. What else we got for the market today? For the little old market. Obviously, we ended the week very bearish last week, right? And that's, I mean, the weekly candle was pretty bearish last week. I mean, and it is what it is, right? I mean, we came up to test the underside of this previous support, and we got a fat rejection. It is what it freaking is. I mean, I zoom out, and I sort of just look at crypto as sort of a stair step down, though if you notice at the stair step down, these moves down are tending to be a little bit less volatile, right? So I guess you could say this decreasing volatility to the downside over time, but it's just, you know, sort of your low being taken as a high. Next step. Let's take another step down. The stairway to hell. We got a low, high. Let's take another step down. Why not? We got a low, high. Let's take another step. We got a low, high. Ah, man, we're about to take that other step. We'll find out, right? The big thing for me is it's either crypto's going to take that one big more step Everyone's calling 14K. Okay, cool. Or Bitcoin is going to do what it typically always does, right? Which is start to go up at this point, 64 weeks before the next halving event. We know how this is. So it's sort of to me, it's sort of almost do or die time for the 4-year cycle theory. You guys place your bets, but up until this point, just real quick, Bitcoin has been following the same kind of thing it's always has, despite the overall economic thing going on. Bitcoin tends to just do the same thing it always has, right? I mean, 49 weeks before the halving gets back above the bear market resistance band, 54 weeks gets it back above, 59 weeks gets it back above, and now we're approaching that 64 weeks at the end of January. Well, I think we go sideways for another month, which is absolutely brutal, but so far, that's what we've done. And that's what we're at. And if you're a believer in the 4-year cycle, let's see. If you're a believer in the 4-year cycle, we're sort of coming up to that do or die time where, we are over a year since the previous high. And 2014, it took about, a certain amount of weeks. It took about to the middle of December, the week that we're at right now, to bottom. We're almost past those 2 points, right? So it's almost that time where we start to say, okay, it's this whole 1 year from high to low, that ain't going to work anymore. Or it's time to say it is going to work. But obviously, we'll find out over the course of the next couple weeks. You guys know my take. I think Bitcoin goes sideways for a month and then reclaims the bear market resistance band at the end of January, the beginning of February on the next the next CPI print will be the next catalyst, in my personal opinion. Hate me for it, love me for it. It is what it is. That'll be the next catalyst for the move up. Until then, I don't really see much catalyst to sort of pump us up over 19, 20, 21K or anything like that. I don't see it. Let's see. Drew said Santa rally is so dumb. I would generally agree, man. I don't expect a Santa rally here. It's deliciousness. I love my coffee. I'm no more slurping. I finished my coffee, guys. So for all you guys who like to say, Jordan, you just slurp your coffee. Well, there you go. We slurp my coffee. Anyways, guys, let me know in the chat. Are you guys in any long positions, any short positions? Let me know in the chat what you guys are up to right now. Like I said, I am in a long position on Chainlink. Total sort of just letting you guys know what I'm doing. I am long from down here. It's very simple. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it level by level here, and that's really it. Let me know what you guys are up to. Oh, you guys taking the sort of Christmas season off? You guys just watching the stream to have a little fun? You're not doing any trading. You ain't buying anything right now. You're just kind of letting the seasonality kind of do its thing. Let me know. There was no Santa rally last year. Yeah, I mean we looked at that yesterday. Or 2 days ago, we sort of said, okay, we went back and looked at all the times between Christmas and New Year's. There's no really consensus. I mean, you have some times where you pump in bull markets. You have some times where you dump in bear markets. And then you have times where you go sideways in the middle of the two, right? It's really whatever the trend is, it seems. So I think you just continue sideways. I think, listen, you guys know my take. It's like the most logical scenario for me is the market moves up. People think it's going to be a Santa rally, okay? You get all the little FOMOers to come in again, okay? Even though, you could have got it here, but you're going to get it up here. All the little FOMOers are going to come in again, screaming Santa rally. You're going to have Call the Moon, Crypto saying Santa rally's incoming, right? And then they're going to make videos right here. And then Happy New Year's. We get smacked back down to reality. And we go sideways for another month. That's to me, that's the most common, that's the most likely scenario, but hey, it is what it is, man. I just don't see the market makers not being like, okay, let's use this little Santa rally for a little bit of a fake. Let's give it a little fake out breakout up there. But we'll see. Mike said long BTC 16,650. Mark said short BNB from 250. Hey man, that was a good entry. I'm not gonna lie. We looked at altcoins yesterday, and a lot of altcoins are approaching very key levels where like they either need to see a bounce, which I do think they get in the short term, or they're going down the hill. Like we sort of talked about this yesterday. Like I think altcoins, and you guys know my take. If I think Bitcoin's going to go sideways for a month month and a half, I think altcoins are going to bleed in that time frame, personally. But we'll see. All right, we'll see. All right, let's come back over here. So we're still waiting on this. If we want to check some alts, let's go check some altcoins this morning. Why not? Guys, if we can smack up that like button. I don't know how many people we got in here this morning, okay? But if we take 2 seconds to smack up that like button, if you're just hanging out, enjoying the stream, we're just having a good time out here, enjoying a little bit of crypto on Monday morning, and we'll continue to do so. Anyways, what is Captain Ethereum doing? Well, I mean, like we kind of said yesterday, it's kind of just chilling in the middle of the range, right? Take the low to the high. You're just sitting at that 618 retracement. You know, I guess, you know, we sort of let's go to the daily real quick on Captain ETH. It's seen the 618 retracement. It's sort of the same point I see for Bitcoin, right? A move back up makes sense to me, right? Just look at what we have in here in the charts. We have a rise up, a retrace, right? A rise up, okay, classic M formation. What do I like to see on those M formations? I like to see a retest of the neckline. So here's where this whole scenario comes in. Just like we said with Bitcoin, I like to see confluence on all the charts. So if I think Bitcoin's going to get a rise, I think Ethereum's going to get a rise. So I can see ETH making its way very slowly back up to this point here at about 1230, 1240 to retest this previous high and the M formation low before, you know, this is where you get Call the Moon, Crypto making bullish videos. You take this big vector candle here. You see this daily vector candle? You see the confluence there? You take half that vector, and then you get smacked back down into the range, into the new year. So same kind of setup, just kind of a different range that you're in, but that's I guess that's sort of the basics. I mean, if ETH can break back above the M formation neckline, okay, maybe it gets a little bit higher here, and it actually comes up and seriously, you know, gets people really thinking we're going to get absolute moon to the upside. You know, maybe it takes the whole vector and actually retests this, like boop, and we do a little bit of boop. Maybe it does something like this, comes up, retests this level, and then gets smacked back down. Something like that is what I'm expecting. I know that's not fun. You know, that's not getting us excited for any type of thing. But you know, I guess that's the most logical scenario to me. Something like that. If we go to the short-term time frames, let's go to like the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom in a little bit. What do we got in the short-term time frames? To me, just kind of consolidation. I mean, you can call this for what it is. You might say, okay, it's a bearish wedge formation. It's a bear flag. It's this. It's that. I mean, you can make the case on whatever you want to make this as. You know, to me, it's not. It's just, you know, you can call it distribution, accumulation, whatever you want to call it. I see higher lows and I see, you know, sort of higher highs, which would be a bear flag at the end of the day. Like, I get that take. I totally get that take. And that's why I could see something along the lines of a retest of the lows before that sort of rise back up. You know, I could certainly see that scenario, just like Bitcoin. So ultimately, you know, I guess this is a bearish pattern. It is what it is. We take it for what it is. And that's why you got to respect it, at least for like the immediate short term. Like if you got stop loss right here, I don't like that. You know, if you went long right here, stop under these previous lows, you probably get stopped out. You know, but we shall find out. We shall find out. At the end of the day, like we said yesterday, I still think ETH, at the end of the day, when it all said and done, we checked a lot of long-term charts yesterday, okay? And we all came to the same conclusion that, well, that we didn't all come to the same conclusion. I came under the conclusion that ETH will see its previous lows again, okay? At the end of the day, I think ETH sees at least down here again to 1,000. And if it's going to be like the last, last time, it's going to at least see $900 again at some point. And I guess I believe that if my case of what I think is going to happen happens, where you don't really see much action in crypto for at least another month, at least. That's my take. At the end of the day, said George. It's okay, Bop. It's just Jordan. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I bet Jordan minted some Trump NFTs. I did see that the floor price of those went up like 5x. Like I saw a post that they were going for a $100 floor price, and now they're like a $500 floor price. Hey, there you go, man. So far, so good on those. I don't know if that's still true. I think I saw that yesterday. They could have tanked at this point, but I did see that. All right, what's going on in the cryptoverse? I guess, some news that happened today. Didn't really affect the markets at all. But Binance are set to bail out Voyager, buying their assets for $1.2 billion, aiming to make customers whole. Interesting, man. Interesting. It is a similar thing that FTX was doing, right? Buying up companies before they went down. Now, Binance is a little bit different. I continue to say that Binance FUD to me is a little bit ridiculous at this point. People just want to make the price go down. People are trying to find anything to make the price go down, right? They're trying to cause bank runs to make the price go down. You can tell who wants the price to go lower and who wants the price to go higher. I based on what people tweet and what people say. It's sort of it's crazy to me, but. Yeah, they did buy Voyager. So anyone who had money on Voyager, okay, we'll see if that helps you out. We'll definitely see if it helps you out. Some dude in the Senate wanted to ban Bitcoin again. Yeah, it's the same old story, man. It's like the opposite. They want to ban Bitcoin at the lows, but at the highs, they're probably calling their grandsons saying,
Jordan, how do I buy some Bitcoin?
But now it's a scam and they want to ban it. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. There's stocks that are down more than crypto. It's ridiculous, man. Look at PayPal or Twitter or even like Tesla, everyone's favorite Tesla. Look at all these stocks. They're all down just as much as crypto. But hey, who am I to hate? It is what it is. Cryptocurrency bad. All right, CZ. You guys remember I said I'd show you this tweet. The last two times, and it's this part right here. Okay. The last two times, and I'm not telling you to use this or anything, but I think it's interesting. The last two times he tweeted something like this, the market has gone in the exact direction that he was going to say. So you guys remember when Bitcoin was at 25K? Okay, you guys remember when up here when Bitcoin was at 25K? CZ tweeted, they want to buy lower, not financial advice. For no reason. He just randomly said that. No one asked him. He just tweeted, they want to buy lower, not financial advice. Bitcoin from that point dumped back down to 18K, and then eventually down to 15.5. So he was pretty accurate on that. And then, if you guys remember, down here, he tweeted, people were trolling him. Oh, look at BNB, look at BNB. He said, yeah, their shorts may get wrecked. And then the market came back up. Their shorts got wrecked before dumping again. Okay, now, he tweeted this, and listen, you guys can take it for what it is. I said last time I wouldn't sort of ignore this, but remember, maximum greed happens at the top. Maximum fear happens at the bottom. Not financial advice, just stating a fact. Now, he says this, but you guys remember the last two times. Not saying the bottom is in because CZ tweets that maximum fear happens at the bottom. It is what it is. We'll see if it turns into anything. But just wanted to obviously touch note on that because it is what it is. That's my favorite saying. It is what it is. CZ punked Kevin O. Kevin's a clown. Everyone's a clown right now. You know what I mean? Everyone's a damn clown. Let's see what else we got. I guess that was sort of it. Yeah, and some random Senate guy wants to ban Bitcoin. I mean, what's new? What's new at this point? I mean, they want to ban Bitcoin since like 2014. I mean, it is what it is. All right. So I guess that's what we got. We can look at some altcoin charts if you guys want and whatnot. Let's see. Press 1 if you hate the dollar. Oh, who hates the dollar, man? Who hates the dollar? It's so funny. Like in today's world, it's so backwards, right? We want our own currency to go down. we want people to be unemployed. It's just such a backwards world that we live in at the current moment. No. All right, the dollar. The DX Whizzle. Well, the DX Whizzle, this is the reason why I'm kind of bearish here in the medium term, guys. I mean, the DXY in a falling wedge, I mean, I can't be too bearish on the DXY here. This looks like it's ready for a bounce. Okay, now it might not bounce, but I think it bounces. I think we see upwards of 107, 108 again, and that could once again, this all kind of lines up with the timeline I'm looking at, where the DXY does something like this. It kind of goes sideways until the end of January. That could mean Bitcoin sort of just has a little bit more of a pump early this week, comes back down to the 16Ks, stays there for another month. DXY kind of hovers like this. And then at that point where hopefully we get a lower CPI coming in January, February, March, because there's only one FOMC meeting. There's only one FOMC meeting. So I have this chart over here. This basically marks out the next CPI prints, CPI datas, and the next FOMC meetings. So if you notice, we have, so the red lines are the FOMC meetings and the green lines are the CPI prints. The reason why this is important, and actually, Meet Kevin said this, and I totally agree with him on this. I don't agree with everything Meet Kevin says, right? But I actually totally agree with him on this. There's 3 CPI prints, right? You got one here in January. You got one here in February and one here in March. But there's only one FOMC meeting during that time, okay? So, okay, maybe they do 50 again, 50 basis points in February. But if they get a lower CPI in January, a lower CPI in February, a lower CPI in March, and inflation could keep coming down, if they get to March, that could be the point where they start to say, okay, we're going to stop. If the next 3P CPI prints are bullish. Now, that goes to my point with the DXY of just kind of going whoop and kind of hovering, and then hopefully coming into March you get that ride down, and it's just a big sort of top formation on the DXY where you got a big left shoulder, you got a big head, and you got a big right shoulder over the course of time. This could take months to play out here, but something like that is my take. I know everyone's doom and gloom, and everyone's thinking 2023 is going to be sort of the end of the world, right? Let me do a quick poll. Let's do a poll. What's a good poll we should do? What is a good freaking poll? What's a good poll, man? What's a good poll? Let's ask this question again. I love this question. When does... Actually, no, let me just ask you in the chat. When do you guys think that Bitcoin... what month of 2023 or 2024, whatever you want to say, what month does Bitcoin get back over 20K? I'm curious. 20K, not 30K. Today we're going to ask 20K. When does Bitcoin get back over 20K? I'm curious what you guys think. Is Santa real? Best poll. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Is Santa... Actually, no. We're going to kill a bunch of kids' dreams because I'm going to ask this and the kid's going to say, let me see the poll, Daddy. Let me see the poll. Is Santa real? And then I've already killed multiple kids' dreams, I bet, because I've already talked about how, I've never seen Santa Claus, so I don't know if he's real, but he is real, okay? He is. He is real. Now, I will say this, guys. I will say this. The reason... Here's my weird little take, okay? I talked about March maybe being the point where the Fed's like, okay, let's maybe stop. And that could cause a rally until they pivot, which could cause another dump, in my opinion. So around March. The other thing that supports that is, if we go back to the 2 previous bull markets in Bitcoin, I know you'll say, blah, 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 economy, this doesn't matter. I'm just looking at what's happened in the past. Up until this point, Bitcoin's done nothing different than it has in the 2 previous bear markets. If you look at the 2 previous bear markets, what do you see as a similarity here? Do we see any similarity in this chart other than just down and up? Well, I look here and I say, okay, if we're somewhere right here, maybe we go lower. Okay, maybe we see somewhere between 10 and 14K. That's where the two previous bear markets closed. Okay, whatever. I look here and I see both of those times had rallies into June. Okay, so you see here in 2019, obviously, I don't think you see something like this, but you sort of had a big rally into June. And same thing right here, right? In the 2014 bear market, you had a big rally into June. Okay, I think it's something more like this is probably more likely, right? Maybe get a move up to like, I could personally see like 25, 30K, something like that. Which you guys will say, no way, Jordan. We'll find out. But both those previous ones did. Kind of a little, before the bull market, little rally. That's my take. And the reason why I say that is I think you'll get a rally when the Fed says we're stopping rate hikes. I think you'll get a little bit of a move up, especially if CPI keeps coming in lower. And then when they pivot, that's when you'll see that second kind of low. And I think we come all the way back down. Maybe not all the way back down to 15K, but maybe we come all the way back down to 18K, 19K, 20K. We hold a low, okay, when the Fed pivots, bop, right back down. Everyone gets super bearish again, and then we kind of go into the halving, and we sort of do something. This is what I expect to happen, something like this. We still could go lower from here. Like we still could do something like this. Bop, 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 then get a rally, into June. Fed pivots, bop, 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 dump, and then we sort of come back up. I don't know, something like that. But I guess that's my speculative take. Does anyone know? No, everyone's got different opinions, but and that's not the most bullish take. That means that 2023 is mostly going to be chop suey and sideways, but there'll be opportunities to make money in that chop. All right, there'll definitely be opportunities. Let's see. Just about a nice juicy 8% dividend stock. Let me see what you guys are saying here. What loser doesn't have a Santa hat? Bro, I sold the Santa hat for one SHIB, okay? That one SHIB might be worth $1 someday. You know, it might be a little bit of an ice cream sandwich. I bet you guys remember those old ice cream sandwiches that had, the two chocolate, you had chocolate, and then you just had the vanilla in between. Remember those? I remember I used to go to the store and get those for like 50 cents. I bet those things are like $1.50, $2, which is ridiculous for that little small thing. It's like this big. Shit. I haven't had one of those sandwiches in a while. And personally, I don't even think they exist because I haven't seen those in a while. Do those exist? Let me know. I don't know. Let me see. Fed pivot won't affect BTC much. I will say it's not directly the Fed pivot. It's the fact that when the Fed pivots, that means the economy is going to shit. So I think that's more of the reasoning why. Let's see. Have you guys ever had one of those ice cream sandwiches before? My house is like Santa's workshop right now. What? A bunch of buzzing going on? A bunch of buzzing? All right. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin's still just going sideways. Nothing crazy going on alts. I think, the market's really just waiting for Captain BT Sizzle to do something here at the end of the day. And we'll talk about more of that tonight. We'll look at more longer term charts tonight. I kind of like looking at the shorter ones in the morning, right? Just a quick recap at the market open, and then sort of going over some longer ones in the nighttime. That's probably going to be the thing going forward because I kind of like that setup better. But, altcoins, like we said, if Bitcoin's going to go sideways for another little bit, I could see the point where a lot of altcoins kind of bleed. And we talked, if you want to hear more about that, we talked about that in yesterday's stream. But we'll talk more about that tonight. More about those longer term possibilities tonight. Because, I guess the one thing I'm looking at here, and this is the big turning point in the market, is you see the VIX? So we got the VIX here, which is for the S&P. You got the VIX, and you got the Bitcoin volatility, both being at key levels, right? Look at the Bitcoin volatility, man. The volatility for Bitcoin has never been this low for this long in the history of BT Sizzle, according to the Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index. You'll notice Bitcoin's ever only closed a week below this one time before, and that was November 2018 before Bitcoin had a big drop from 6 to 3K. Take that for what it is. You do your math, and here's my sort of bearish, pessimistic view on this. Okay, it all kind of correlates because we look at this and we say, okay, last time we had this was from 6K to 3K drop. We just had this again. Where is also the stock market, or where is also the VIX? The VIX just also bounced off support. Okay, for the stock market, this measures the volatility of the S&P. This has been the trend line for the VIX the whole, I mean, really since 2018, you bounce. Look where you just bounced from on this. So if this gets a spike up, does that mean the S&P is coming down? We'll see. And we also go to the ES, which is the futures. We also know that the S&P just rejected off this trend line again. So, man, I would say, man, it's really an interesting point in the market right now where, you know, we've looked at our 2000 and 2008 fractals. Those aren't pretty, right? I don't want to look at those because those sort of give you a little bit of heebie-jeebies. Like, do you guys think that this is going to happen for the S&P? You guys think we'll see something like this, like we did in 2008? Well, let's sort of overlay these again. 2008 or 2000 or 1976. Look at all these times, man. They all kind of do the same shit. Just downwards channel before you get to right here, and that's the point where you start to get a big move down. That's like the uber bearish take. That's like the savvy take. If something like this happens, Savvy's wish is coming true. You know, bring on the 5K BTC. Holy moly! But this is an interesting turning point in the market. It's either we're going to continue to correlate exactly like to these ones, or at some point we get some deviation. I was hoping for that deviation. We haven't seen it yet, and I guess we'll continue to watch the market. This is like the uber bearish take, you know. But I guess you take everything what it is. Kent says, "Yup." Let's see. Hopium is one hell of a drug. I don't have too much hopium right now. I don't. If you guys have been watching the stream, I mean, really ever since before the CPI print, I've been pretty adamant that Bitcoin was going to get rejected at 18.5, and that played out pretty freaking well. I don't really have any hopium right now, to be honest, guys. I don't. There's no catalyst, right? And the market doesn't necessarily need a catalyst, but there's no catalyst between now and, like we said, like the middle to end of January. There's no catalyst. So I think you most likely go sideways, which is worse than down. I would rather Bitcoin just spike down. Like just give us a little spiky-roo, right? Give us a little spike, a little spikeroo. And then if you want, you can come back up after that. Don't go sideways, my guy. Holy moly, you're getting everyone out of the market by going sideways. Hey, bring it on. I guess that's a good thing here. It's a good thing. You're seeing the effects. To me, you're seeing the effects of the sideways boring action. This is time capitulation, man, right? You get a little rally. Retail gets excited. You dump. Some retail leaves, right? Some retail goes out the back door. If we draw a door here, basically, I'd describe it like this. This is a door, guys. This is a door, okay? A little bit of a rally, right? Oh my God, this might be the bottom. We dump. Some retail leaves. Goes out the door, okay? Little hopium lost. You come back down. Oh my God, look at that. That was a fake dump, double bottom. You dump again. Some retail leaves again. Right? You continue sideways. All this time, really, you're getting pumps and dumps, but you're really just going sideways. You sort of come back down again. You're like, oh, you're building a good base. You come back up. You think you got some momentum. FTX goes insolvent. Retail leaves. Right? In reality, still just going sideways for the most part. And then you sort of come back down. You make a new low, but you kind of hold relatively high. Oh, there's weaker pressure. Oh, yes, CPI print is lower. Oh, my God, FOMC meeting. Some retail leaves the door. In reality, have you really gone anywhere, though? You could argue yes, you could argue no, but for reality, you really haven't gone really anywhere. In this time right here, I bet more people left crypto than this time here. You might be saying, that's not true. I'm willing to bet that. this time is worse than the dump. Okay? And it might not be evident on Bitcoin, but when you go to altcoin charts, you'll know exactly what I mean. Okay? If we go to some of these altcoins, because we know retail loves altcoins. They want to get rich quick. They don't own any Bitcoin. You know? If we go to some of these altcoins, look at altcoins during this time. Bleed. Look at DOT. Bleed. Look at Sol. Bleed. Look at I guess these aren't good. These aren't good good examples. Uniswap, bleed. Algo, bleed. AVAX, bleed. You know, Cadena, bleed. ADA, bleed. You know what I mean? So it's not always evidence in the Bitcoin chart, but when you look at the altcoin charts, people are leaving in droves. In droves. And what gets me excited, is honestly, this gets me kind of excited. A lot of these altcoins are getting to the same point that they were in 2019 and 2020. That's what gets me excited. And people will say, oh, there's no way crypto's going to go higher again. At this point, it doesn't even need to. It just needs to do what it did again. You know what I mean? And that's what gets me excited. I look at some of these altcoins. I look at Algorand. It's at its 2019 lows. Now, just to get back to all-time highs, you're already looking at a friggin' 17x just to get back to all-time highs at this point. You know what I mean? And that's really exciting because I know it can happen again because it's happened before. It's not like we're sitting up here at $1. It's like, okay, for us to make any gains, Algo needs to go to $10. No, at this point, you don't even need to do that. You know? That's what's cool. That's what's really, really cool. Litecoin, right? Everyone's favorite coin. Litecoin's almost at its 2019 lows. Litecoin at this point gets back to where it has twice before in 2017 and 2020. At that point, you're already looking at, once again, like an 8 or 9x just to get back to where it was before. That's what's cool at this point. Altcoins are bleeding like crazy, but they're going to give people opportunities again, just like they did last time. Most people won't take advantage again, and they'll say, oh, I missed out twice. Oh. But we wait. We wait for those days. We wait for those days. You know what I'm saying? You look like a dumbass now. I guess you're kind of in that tough point where you go on Twitter, you look at every single comment is super negative, right? Every comment is the economy's shit. We're going into a recession next year. Like, it blows my mind. This is the most predicted worst year ever. You know what I mean? Most predicted one. When has ever the herd been correct? I don't know, but I guess maybe this year will be the year. We'll see. That's like an eagle, not a mouse. Algo is amazing buy. I mean, yeah. I would still look at possibly lower personally, but I mean, considering that it's literally where it was 4 years ago, yeah. I mean, I can't say no. I can't say no because how am I going to say that when in 2019 I was a buyer and now the coins are at the same price as they were in 2019? How am I not going to be a buyer again? You know what I mean? Despite the money supply since that point going up a crazy amount. You know what I mean? There's more money in the system that's waiting on the sidelines this time than there was in 2019. And the prices are at the same point. I do math. We just need the economy to turn back around. You know what I mean? So, we wait, man. We wait. I saw a crow at a soundbite prank. No, that was me. That was me being an eagle. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a stream. We'll be back tonight. We'll talk some longer-term charts and have a little fun tonight. Sort of ranting here at this point. But catch you guys later. All right, adios. Hit the like button before you go. If you're new to the stream, make sure you guys subscribe. We're here pretty much twice every single day. I'm pretty confident no one streams more than me on charts. So it is what it is. Later. Peace out. Enjoy your day. Catch you guys in about 8.5 hours. Peace.